So you want to know what the best altcoins to buy before 2024 are? What are the ones I'm looking at? And I'm not going to lie to you guys. A lot of the coins that I am now looking at were suggested by you. Now, there's some criteria we have to follow. Of course, my fundamental principles come into this, my pumpermentals, right? Narrative, meme, popularity, team, tokenomics, that plays into all of the research. But the altcoins I'm looking at now, you guys know I've got my 10 altcoins in my portfolio. These are the ones I'm looking at as sharp, quick plays. Let's be a degen here for a bit and make some quick money. Like, we're all in it to make as secure profits as possible. But what about, being a bit of a degen in crypto? I think that's the whole point of it, right? Especially if you have some expendable income, right? It's some income, even if it's a couple $100 for an altcoin, that could really turn into, if you 100x that, like 20 grand. Could reinvest that back into a bigger altcoin. So let's talk today about what I'm buying before 2024. Thank you all for being here. Now, for those watching after the fact, you won't realize this, but for everyone here, yes, I am streaming in the morning. Normally we do this almost about 12 hours from now. So, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to try that a couple new times, and I will be busy this evening. So I have to do a stream every day. That's the goal. It's the plan. I won't be streaming tomorrow. That'll be my day off work, but every other day. Okay, so how are you all doing before we get into the meat and potatoes of it? Tim, never miss a live. Or you never make a live, rather. Well, I'm glad you're here, brother. 619. Well, now's your chance. Peace. What's going on, brother? What's up, Todd? Tim, I'm an old man. You really helped me in my journey. I'm really glad to hear that, my friend. That's the whole point of the channel. The whole point of the channel is to help. So you just tell me also what you need help with, and I can make it happen. It won't happen overnight, but I can, there'll be times where I look to make videos to help people out. H-Bar, Jeff says, let's go. Just wanted to go to sleep here in Switzerland, almost 1 a.m. Guess I'll wait a little longer. Dude, sleep's the most important thing. You can watch this tomorrow. It's fine. I would never tell people to stay up and watch this. Always get your rest. You look fresh-faced. I don't feel it, though. I feel extremely tired right now. Do you guys know, like, sometimes when you get, like, little sleep, so if you know Mark never sleeps, right? So he's different. He's like a freak show. But for me, if I get like 6 hours sleep or less, it's like it's like a veil over my existence where I feel like I'm not quite connected to the earth, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of a bit how I feel now. The show must press on. I'm really excited today to bring you all this. What's going on? We'll let a few more people jump in. Which coin do I believe will 50x? This is actually going to be a topic of conversation on a video I have in 2 days' time. We're actually going to look to 50 to 100x altcoins. I'm going to start to get micro cappy and degen here, people, because you guys want it, and that gives me more of a motivation to want to look into them again. Now, I think it's because a lot of people are feeling the crypto vibes. Like, typically, I think what's going on right now is people have the same energy as what's typically, propagated in the midst of a bull run, right? This real, let's get the micro caps, let's get these multiples, because all the big caps, they're moving. We're like, well, we've missed that boat. Let's get the small stuff. This is what will happen in the bull run too. So this is pretty much a practice warm-up run of what it's going to be like. So which gaming coin we're looking to buy? Well, I've got a couple in here today, actually. Glimmer, Akala dead. Definitely, I wouldn't mark a Moonbeam out. Akala, on the other hand, I've always been, so I was pushing Akala when it first came out as a good buy for ROI purposes. But like, when you think about it, it needs to be extremely different to what, for example, applications on Moonbeam can produce. It's a DeFi hub. But in reality, you can have applications built on Moonbeam that are a DeFi hub might be better off. So it's got to have some characteristics there and yeah, maybe high TVL and all that sort of stuff definitely helps. But that's sort of the biggest inhibitor, I think, of the growth of Akala. Gala going to 50x. Don't watch the charts when you... Wait, I've missed it. Where's your comment gone? I've missed it. I was reading a comment and it just like swiped up. Okay, guys, we'll get into this today. So let's just jump over here. So, I mean, it's every day. This does feel like a bull run to me, right? This is feeling very bull runny. Every day we wake up, it's just more and more green. Bitcoin at $44,000. I think it went up to like 44,500 when I was sleeping. It's definitely obviously bullish. And in this case, ETH's also very slightly up as well from when we last streamed last night, but definitely BTC made a massive, massive move. Dominance actually has increased basically by almost 1%, which doesn't sound like much, but that is a lot. So big stuff. Moving into the trending coins right now, Lunar Classic still on top. Let's give it a thumbs down for that. But yeah, that's also good for the people that bought in at horrible times. Maybe you can make a bit of money back. Interestingly, Bitcoin makes this list right at the top. But surprisingly, Casper, which I made a video on last night, is now up, right? It's pumped up. Well, actually, it was a lot more. So I showed you guys this. I believe this is a symmetrical triangle, right? I'm starting to delve a little bit into TA, and I just drew these trend lines on for the video last night. And yeah, well, Casper definitely broke out. And so that kind of, I'm like patting myself on the back, but I think anyone with like even 5 minutes worth of trading experience and trend lines could have drawn that and predicted that, right? So I'm not going to pat myself on the back too hard. But yeah, so it's pumped up here. It actually pumped up to a whopping 5 cents. Actually, a little bit more than 5 cents, which is kind of incredible. That almost 2x, like, and it's obviously down quite a bit now. A massive wick, but pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. The power of TA, I guess, right? I was a big proponent of only fundamental analysis, but I think TA definitely has its place. So that's why I want to get more into it. It's just like, as the bull run's kicking up here, I think we can make very quick scalp plays and hopefully, like, you know, not have to work as much. Wouldn't that be good? Make $1,000 a week, maybe even do that over a month or two, get quite good at it, maybe pull back on the hours at work. So that's a possibility. But today, let me move over. We don't have any market news. We're technically getting straight into the altcoin news. So the first altcoin today I'm going to tell you guys about is one that you all already know. We're going to start kind of like you all already know and then dwindle down to you likely don't know. And that's Rollbit. Now, we've got some criteria here I really want to push out. Now, I want to say for the record, all the altcoins on this list aren't altcoins that I've like delved into. You guys know I don't really like talking about projects and giving you a definite answer on them, unlike other people in the space, unless I've dived right into the crux of it, read any altcoin. We touch on tokenomics. This is big, right? The 1 year, I wouldn't be too concerned with this, right? You're looking at this going, oh, Kyron, you know, it's up 10x from back over here. I've missed the boat. Well, you haven't really, because back over here, guys, the market cap wasn't even registering on coin market cap. It was literally nil registering. So it's only started getting traction recently. And when it did, we've pretty much been between 200 million to where we are right now at 500 million. So respectively, it's basically 2x, right? So that's not too bad at all considering other projects haven't. But the main reason why I'm so bullish on this is, yes, we can talk about the website and the ability to gambling, whatever. I'm not a gambler myself. I'm in crypto. That's enough gambling for me. Thank you very much. But it's this, and I think you all already know this. The buy, back, and burn. The burn mechanism here is incredible. People realize it. Degens love this, by the way. And again, to make money from the degen, we have to be one step ahead of the degen. The fact that Rollbit's down in the month right now has given us a fantastic time to buy, in my opinion. And I'm not kidding when I seriously say I'm looking to put maybe $1,000 or $2,000 of my pot of cash into this project like ASAP, right? Especially if Bitcoin ETFs are approved. In the last 7 days, this was updated literally as of like an hour ago, right? This is updated at 8:48 a.m. It's currently now 10 a.m. In the last 7 days, the revenue was $8 million, and they burnt 2 million Rollbit. Crazy, which is equivalent, by the way, in the last 7 days, last friggin' week, 0.3% of their entire supply. But wait, it gets better. We want to work this out, right? Because again, we're investing for mid to late 2025. Okay, that's when the bull run will likely kick off. If you think this is good, you wait till then, right? Wait till then. But in the last 30 days, in just November, right? The revenue came in at about $40 million. That's just insane, by the way. Literally insane. They burnt 1.9 billion Rollbit, okay, which was equivalent to 1.2% of the supply. Now, you just do some simple math, right? Imagine this happening. We can even round down to 1% every month. 1% over the next 15 months. And again, that's not 24 months, that's 15 months, put us around mid-2025. Well, guys, that's 15% of the supply. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. This is just basic economics. You take out, permanently destroy 15% of the supply, whether people don't buy the token anymore, whether it just holds where it is, that's going to increase the price of the token. This is one of the most bullish burn mechanisms I've ever seen in any project, right? And is it sustainable? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, they do have, of course, inflation and stuff like that, but you know, this in my opinion is extremely bullish for 2025. Strictly speaking, here they of course partnered with SSC. I believe that's, I don't know. Every time I've like searched up, everyone's got a different pronunciation of it. Napoli, right? I feel bad because I'm Italian myself. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Either way, they partnered with a damn soccer team, right? Football team, should I say, for all Europeans out there. It's some big stuff, and I think the fact that we've given this opportunity over here to have the price down from technically it's all-time high, of course, but 25 cents and 15 cents is crazy. Yeah, it's up 75x from way down here, but I mean, guys, we made a market cap again, not even registering over here. It basically is about an 8 or so X up from basically when it was really on the charts. Okay, in my opinion, not too bad at all. Now, next was a project that I was recently suggested by you guys. When I mean recently, I mean like 2 live streams ago, 2 days ago. And I've been doing a little bit more research, and that's Pyth. Pyth. I think the official pronunciation for this is Pyth. But I just don't like that name, so I'm going to call it Pyth. I'm calling it Pyth. That's what I'm doing. Pyth just sounds weird to me. So Pyth network is basically, you could call it a competitor to Chainlink in the fact that it's an Oracle service, right? It just prices data, okay, and it brings it on chain. Now, I spoke to you guys when I did the quick analysis on this project. Fundamentally, what we know about any market, okay, and this goes into the fact that people talk about projects all falling off. If you didn't watch my video last night, go back and watch it, because I talk about what, people say, oh, it's an old project, it's falling off, people don't want to buy it anymore. Projects only fall off when the tech is no longer up to standards and it's being outcompeted by new, more appealing competitors. And Pyth in this case, I believe, is that next evolution possibly here of Oracles. Now, Chainlink has the monopoly, yes, but I think Pyth is going to bring a new, fresh position on this space. Okay, they've already partnered with a whole heap of different networks, and they've only been out for how long? Like less than a month. Matter of fact, this is all American dates, and it always messes me up. It's been like 2 weeks. Like they've been out, and they've got massive amounts of partners already, right? And yeah, they've been obviously establishing those for a long period of time here. But I like the technology. And actually, it's funny because it's a contract on Solana. They have, from what I've read so far, I'm going to have to do a lot more research. This is one of the ones that I would love to get right into the crux of. But basically, they have their own Pyth network built basically on Solana. And then they have their Solana contract as well. And they have 2 different sets of, essentially you could call them price aggregators, right? Essentially validators or people collecting the information, separate from those 2 different networks, right? Actually, I've got the list over here. We've got PythNet over here, and there's about 60 or so of these aggregators, right? And you can see the different ones at the top here, collecting like up to 300 price features. Is insane. And then we have the Solana group over here, which is only like 36 so far. But it's interesting because the Solana, these guys right here collect data just for Solana, and it's pretty well instant, right? There's no lag in this. So it almost incentivizes developers to want to build on Solana and leverage this, because it's like as fast and accurate as you can possibly get for an Oracle, right? If you want the absolute best price feeds and updates on all these different things. They do everything, right? They do Forex, like stocks, everything. And then you also have Pythnet as well. These guys leverage Wormhole, and Wormhole, again, we touched on this yesterday. They've recently funded $225 million, the likes of Coinbase and all those sort of big venture capital funds as well. They'll be doing an airdrop, so get in on that, please. And so this uses Wormhole to transfer out to a whole bunch of different networks, I think 12 to 20 different networks, something like that. EVM networks, Cosmos, IBC networks. And but of course, there was a bit of a delay in this, right? It's not as instant as what you would from using the Solana network. So yeah, this is awesome stuff. And I like it because it can be a competitor to Chainlink, because Chainlink, of course, is built on Ethereum and this is built on Solana. So I think Solana is going to, this might edge you out because you're going to find a lot more projects wanting to build on Solana's network rather than build on top of Ethereum or layer 2s. So yeah, I'm doing more research into this. Yeah, okay, so crypto, equities, Forex, commodities, like very, very accurate and fast price feeds, a lot faster than what I believe Chainlink can do. So as this begins to grow and grow, and as you know, it's permissionless, so you can be, apparently it's permissionless, so you can become a aggregator yourself. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a great hedge against Chainlink. And I mean, I think the price right now is quite good. So for someone like myself, who was talking about Chainlink for the longest time, thought it was going to go lower, never did. And of course, it's way too extended for me. It's way out of my reach. I'm looking for a 20 to 30x personally. I look towards Pyth network now, and I'm seriously going to be as a exposure to the Oracle. Right. And I had a question last night before we closed off the live stream from a gentleman. Very good question. I think he said something along the lines of, looking for a 20 to 30x. If you're confident in HBAR, why not just go all in on HBAR? Why buy quant? Why buy the other projects? And simply speaking, it's diversification. HBAR is layer 1, quant's, quant interoperability, some degree Oracle, if you will, tokenization. So these have different aspects and they will pump at different times. And therefore, if you want to, you have the flexibility to then take profits and do what you want with that as well. You might be able to, like Becca said, and like I agree with him, take advantage of the last narrative that will pump, which is gaming. So we will have that flexibility, and also diversification makes it a safer portfolio. So Pyth is the second one on today's list, and I suggest you guys, I might actually make a video on this, honestly, Pyth versus Chainlink. Let me know, by the way, in the comment section if you want to see that. But number 3, we have Rainmaker Games. Okay, Rainmaker Games is interesting. Now, again, the two principles we were looking for here is price movement hasn't been too crazy in the last month, last year or so. We can, still good buying opportunities. Or also if it's a small micro cap. And this most definitely is a micro cap, $5 million. And I'm going to start doing more micro caps here soon. So again, it is quite up right now. Okay, it's definitely up. It's about like 3x up from only a week ago, but even worse, a month ago. I don't even want to look at that chart, right? But again, 5 mil market cap. There is a lot more to still come. Now, would I want to buy right now? I mean, I think this has to literally speak for itself. I mean, there's no way I'm literally buying the top here. I don't care how micro cap this project is. But in saying that, in this micro cap, this could easily 3-4x from here. So we'll have to assess. This is where technical analysis will come in. By the way, guys, join the Discord. Mark is in the Discord. He will be giving you guys access and charts for all this sort of stuff. The man's made I think 90% of his calls without actually verbatim getting that correct, but most of his calls have been correct. So he'll be able to give us better information on that. But yeah, Rainmaker Games is my number 3 pick over here. Basically, it's kind of like a social network, but it's more like play to earn, right? And I think mainly they're focused on League of Legends right now. I could be completely wrong, but essentially for playing League of Legends, for playing these very popular games, and I've just recently re-quit League of Legends myself. I started playing that more recently, and it was getting bad, right? So I had a hiatus, and I came back, and it was just consuming my life, and I recently got rid of it as of a few days ago, literally. So, but you can earn, right? You can earn Rainmaker tokens or also just stable coins, USDT, from literally just playing and entering these competitions. Creates a healthy, fun environment. And again, you can just monetize you playing games. Literally, why not? I would literally sit in this chair in my office on my days off, I'd come in here and I'd play League for like 8 hours straight. Literally, what a loser, right? No offense to anyone still playing League. I mean, I could come into my office and play, right? Definitely, the games are good for downtime like that. But, and I could be making money that whole time. But I'm not getting back into that mind space. So this is a great opportunity for us to get in. And I think, again, nice micro cap here. Again, micro caps are inherently a lot more dangerous than any other project out there. They have the ability to go to 5 mil. And if it's a rug pull, they can go literally to 0. Well, any size project can do that. I don't think Rainmaker's a rug pull at all. I've got to do more research on it, of course. But the premise of it is quite nice, right? And I just don't know any other project doing this. A lot of other projects, they come out and they make their own games, and you kind of have to fall in love with those games to make any sort of money. Axie Infinity, so on and so forth. But this allows you to make money from the big games we know and love already. Okay, so absolutely on my list over here. Now, number 4, we have MediCard. So MediCard was actually a project that a buddy of mine, Frank's been pushing for me to look into for a long time now. And I missed it on the last gaming video, but don't get me wrong, MediCard's a big, big one over here. I think they're part of the Neo Tokyo social group, okay, which Alex Becker is heading. So I think any project that's got their claws in Neo Tokyo is going to do really well. They've got a great social network behind them. They're a community first, developers talking to different developers and influencers, and I think that's going to be amazing, right? Especially for this bull run. So they have a big leg up, I believe, already for being in that group. And it's, again, a small project right now. 19 million, actually, matter of fact, it kind of hits nail on the head on both. It's come down quite a bit over here. And again, last 12 months, it's definitely been a lot higher as well. Okay, so again, MediCard is technically a social platform connecting gamers with some of the biggest names in gaming and gives an opportunity to play games, earn through quests, build their profile in Korea, and connect with like-minded individuals. Now, the really big thing about MediCard that I want you all to listen up to, okay, please listen, is that MediCard has some pretty damn big upgrades coming out this year. Quarter 4. Guys, I don't want to, wake you up here, but quarter 4, you got 3 weeks left of quarter 4. We're narrowing down the time frame for this to come out. So as you can see here, the main platform is pretty much being released. New MediCard platform, enable subscriptions, right? Business to customer, business to business. Upgrade all users and partners. Deploy platform chat, messaging notifications, upgrade game demo arena, everything, right? Expand cross-chain and Web2 networks to onboard larger audiences. This is happening the next 3 weeks. So I suspect there'd be some positive price movement here, unless the market seems otherwise. Let's hope it does come out. Of course, anything can happen. They might have to push this back to, quarter 1 of 2024. But I think quarter 1 of 2024 will be quite a bullish quarter, even compared to this quarter. Right. So anyway, this is something to keep on your eyes and on the roadmap here. Again, MediCard, interesting play. Now, it's in beta, as you can see up here. I would say when this upgrade comes out, things are going to look a lot nicer and cleaner, especially for us. Like, I'm not going to lie, like the website is quite basic looking as of right now. I found this funny before. This guy looks like Stifler from American Pie, like literally identical. So Stifler's over here playing games and challenging people. So, but yeah, I'm keen to see what they can come up with and what the new, interface looks like and stuff. So this is one to look out for. Again, I want to make this very apparent. I need to do more research, but I can't tell you how many times I've been told about MediCard, especially Frank. He's been pushing this quite a lot to me. Shout out to you, Frank. And last but not least, and let me say this again, not least, this is huge. This comes straight out of Mark's playbook. Mark said, Kyron, you've got to get onto this. You've got to tell the people about this. Rocket Exchange. The ticker is RVF. This blew my mind when I looked into it. Blew my mind. This is basically a DEX, right? It's a swapping platform. Okay. Okay, that doesn't sound too good, Kyron. What are you talking about here? Let me just show you. Like, for starters, they're not on any exchanges. Like most of these projects, right? They're not on anything, okay? So there's a lot of room for them to still grow from any sort of exchange listing. I think tier one listings for a lot of these networks are still to come. That's not what you should be looking at. Tier two, yes, tier two, there's definitely priority, but tier one might come into the bull run at some point. But still, you can get quite a big price appreciation from tier two exchanges. Either way, I'm getting off topic. So this is massive. Essentially, they have connected like 300 blockchains into a simple, easy to use, and it really is simple and easy to use. I don't say that very often, DEX. All right. Now you can read all about this. 300 plus exchanges rather, should I say. I think there were 200 blockchains. Yeah, there we go, 200 blockchains. Getting my things mixed up. They've connected with the top 5 exchanges, centralized exchanges, and you'll see why in a second. The fees are low as shit, and 21 bridges. Okay. Backed by Polygon Labs and Aptos. I mean, look, I'm not someone who lives and die by the VCs. That's a mistake I made in the last bull run. That's a big mistake a lot of people do make. But it is a good indication sometimes to see a small project backed by, and by the way, they do throw backers in there like Polygon and Aptos. This could have been a funding round. I'm not saying this is particularly the case for here, just a general rule of thumb. A lot of projects do just say, hey, we're backed by these projects. In reality, they want a grant to build on the network. Okay, but that's just besides the point, right? So this is the interface. And again, this blew my mind. Like, essentially, it's just a DEX, right? So you can go from like Ethereum. Well, let's just keep it simple, right? But look at all these networks. I'm just going to scroll down real slow here. Just have a good gawk at like even the smallest of blockchains are on here. Hell, if we scroll down here, look at this. Even have linear. Look, they have Casper, Ripple, LF0, Algorand, Hedera, Stellar, Mina, what in the hell? Oasis, Near Protocol, right? Now, these are only destination chains. All right, you can only pick these as destination, not stopping from. I'm guessing that's coming soon, but that's still quite good, right? Because this is a big problem they're solving in crypto, which is the issue of just having a lack of, like, for example, my exchange, and I'm using my centralized exchange, okay? It doesn't support USD transfers with the Polygon network. Okay, so when I'm like transferring money around to pay different people for different things, there becomes a bit of an issue, right? And this can help solve that issue because they also allow us to interact with centralized exchanges through this one unified DEX. So again, Ethereum, let's say we want to transfer USDT and we want to transfer that to the Bitcoin network, BNB. And we want to put that, again, USDT, we want to just change networks. It'll fetch the quote. It'll check those 5 centralized exchanges, those 300 different platforms, right, those exchanges. And it'll come out with, what's this telling me to do? Connect my wallet. It'll come out with a bunch of quotes, right? And you can basically pick, I don't know why it's not working now for though. Maybe I need to connect my thing. But I did a test run before with Ethereum and it seemed to work fine. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Look. I feel like Elon Musk right now with, throwing the, there we go. Okay, we just couldn't transfer 1 USDT. I was like, yeah, that should be working. So look at this. It's only got 2 options here, but it gives you the best option, right? So the best option is a gas fee of only 23 cents transferring Ethereum to the BNB network through USDT. It's through Rocket Pool, and it tells you it's through a centralized exchange, right? Yeah, it is 5 to 15 minutes. Sure, that's most things, but you save $70. Okay, that's the next best option. You save $70 because it runs it through centralized exchanges. But let me give you a better example, right? Let's just run through ETH. Okay, let's just keep that. Let's see what comes up here for the quotes. I want to give you like a comprehensive answer. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to buy it. I'm just like this is good. This is really good. Okay. I don't know what I showed before, but I did something before and it like came up a whole bunch. I just want to like show you the different platforms it aggregates from. Let's try Ethereum. And well, let's just do a swap, right? Same network. Well, we're not sure. No wonder it's the 100 ETH. Jesus Christ. No wonder it was fucking blocking out a whole bunch of them. 100 ETH? Jesus Christ. There we go. So it gives you all the options over here, of course, right? And but you know, I'm not too sure why it's blanking these out. There's obviously a reason why. Maybe because those fees are way too high. Not too sure. Maybe it's a liquidity problem. I don't know. Maybe they just don't offer. I just don't know. But we've got the three options over here, right? It's in all ways you'll find that Rocket Dex pool, right? So the exchange we're using here has the best option because it runs it through a centralized exchange. Simple as that, right? But if you want to run through a DEX, again, you just save money. You don't have to interact. It does it all for you. But if you want to use a DEX, I mean, look at the fee difference, right? You're saving up to $53. Oh, now it's refreshing. So, I mean, guys, this is a way in which we can have not the fastest swaps in the world, but we just save the money. Whoa, now it's really changed. So again, you know, I was making a pay last night on my exchange and I had to pay $15 for a gas fee on the Ethereum network just transferring USDT. I couldn't believe it. Here we go. It's 23 cents. I mean, I'm not going to say too much more about that, right? It's huge. Now, there's obviously swapping around, interchanging, but the fact that we have so many networks we can choose from, look, if I want to put money on Mina, we can do that. Ethereum to Mina, so on and so forth. It's huge. So anyway, those are my 5 picks, I believe there was, if I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that I'm looking at here for, again, before 2024, because they are just a good buying time, right? They're a good time to buy, rather. And I don't know what else more to say. You guys have been screaming at me, micro caps. We want these big plays. We want projects that haven't pumped yet. Really? And that's the ones I'm looking at here. What do we all think? Let's look at some answering some questions. Damn, I was rambling for 30 minutes there. Danny says, Jasmine. Look, Jasmine's got all their tokens basically in supply. That's a really good thing, yeah. But so the way I analyze projects is definitely different to what most people do. I can see Jasmine is going to have a big problem with the way that project progresses. I haven't covered it in 3 months, 5 months, whatever it's been. So they could have done things or created new partnerships since then. The flywheel of how they get the network started and rolling, it's very difficult because I forget the exact detail, but it was basically they pay people out for putting their information, their data in a personal data locker, PDL, I'm pretty sure they call it. And then you have the business to pay for the data, but you can't have a business wanting to pay for someone's data because no one wants to put their data on the net in the PDL because there's no payment. So that takes a long time, I think, to establish an actual working flywheel. And that's called network effects. The more people that are joining and putting their information in a personal data locker, PDL, the more businesses want to come in and leverage that. And of course, the more businesses come in and leverage that, the more money they give to the personal data lockers. And the more money they give, the more people want to join. Does that make sense? A little bit of a flywheel. And that's a bit of a sticking point, I believe. That is not an issue. 99% of people in the space are going to ever look at considering, but it's the team would know that for sure. I've spoken with real micro-cap projects before that wanted to partner with me, and they mentioned that flywheel as a part of their business model. So I know they think about this. That's a big sticking point, but I think a bullish factor is that all the tokens are in supply, and it's the idea. I don't like the whole it's the Bitcoin of Japan bullshit. That's absolutely fucking bullshit in my opinion. There's just no other way I can put that, really. AVAX and its ecosystem. I mean, I think AVAX is going to be a pretty hidden gem. Again, I've said this many times before. I don't like how the ecosystem has grown. You find like a much better, it would say better, much more quality native projects on like Solana, for example. But yeah, I think that AVAX is going to probably take off really when it comes to institutions, the big money. XDC, yeah, guys. I mean, like, look, some of these projects I spoke about last night on last night's video, they're doing well, right? I'm not going to sit here and say I called that, but it's just good to see. It's good to see, right? Oh, I had a little bit of a pump. Yeah, well, came up and kind of tethered off a little bit here. We spoke about Casper before, right? Really happy about this call. Okay. Again, I want to get more in a TA. I'm going to learn. So the private community is coming here. So we're starting to get that sorted. And we got a group of TA guys. I want them to teach me TA. All right. Mark being at the head of that. What else? QNT. Yeah, right. A little bit of a pump here. Up to $1.08. We'll see if it's sustained or not. Love ICP FVT. I love ICP. I'm actually accumulating it for my portfolio. I'm buying it here in December. If you guys go back and watch my video one a few days ago, I was like, there's 3 altcoins I'm buying in December, Casper being one, QNT and ICP was a wild card. I'm going to be buying it. I mean, look, it is a little bit up right now. And this is the conversation I had last night with the gentleman on the live stream. Always click 1 year, guys. Rule of thumb here, 1 year. Utilize this, basically the bear market. And you can see here, roughly speaking, we are, use this dotted line you can see in the middle of the screen. Basically, right now, we are at a price where we only saw about 33% of the time the last bull run, the whole last 12 months. So 66% of the time the last 12 months would have been a better time to buy. So that to me isn't a good thing. I think 50-50 is like the middle ground there, of course, and any lower is better. So I think 50-50 would be about here, $4.30. So that might be my entry point. Which actually is the open. H-bar, yep. Another conversation we had last night, Frankie. So conversation last night, we looked at the difference between buying it like 5 cents and buying it what the price currently is right now at 6.5 cents. And it's astonishing. It's really astonishing. It's actually pumping a little bit right now. Let's go. So the difference is if, for example, if H-bar goes to $3, if you buy it 5 cents, the difference between 6.5 and 5 cents average buy-in price is $140,000. That's the difference. So we're talking about a lot of money, and it's a very insignificant little increase, but most definitely. Now, come to look at it, I've been telling you guys for a long time, HBOT always 5 cents. Is a good time to buy. Any lower is better. But looking at it now, like we basically have been at 5 cents, a lot less than what I thought. Barely 25%, barely the last 12 months. So, in a matter of fact, I think even 6 cents would be a good time to buy, basically. That'd be about 50%. So 6 cents might be the entry point there. Craig says, thoughts on Bolt? Honestly, man, I haven't done any research on Bolt. This is a coffee, by the way. Classical Maccas running out of their coffee cups. I feel like walking around at 9 a.m. in this morning with a Coke. Definitely had the stairs. Okay, so I'm making a video. So, this is from what it seems like a social media ecosystem. Let me just quickly get up a chart really quickly for you here, fellas, and I want to show you something pretty important, right? It's going to be about narratives, and this, if you neglect this, if you don't care about this, you're going to be very sorry. I'm going to have to find the board, but I think about it all the time. But buying narratives that are going to do really well is very, very important. I mean, look, you can get away being like the dominant project in a less popular narrative, but it always helps to be like one of the more dominant projects in a very popular narrative. Okay, I see one here, but that's old and outdated. Sugar. I may not be able to find it here. I'm going to have to show you guys an old one. So take this with a grain of salt because the scores on this has been updated recently. I did a lot of market research into venture capital funds and what VCs are buying and looking into their balance sheets basically. And so, but you want to look at the narratives. And again, I've added a whole heap more to this, different narratives, and I've also changed them around a bit. Like for example, NFTs aren't a 4 out of 10, they're like a 7 out of 10. ZKPs aren't even on this list, and there are 10. Some of these projects have gone up in score as well. So yeah, this is kind of, but the premise here is to rank them because first thing we do in my like Pumpamentals research is look at the narratives. What is it known for primarily? And if it's, in this case, a social network, right, which is Bolt, where are they? Decentralized social, 5 out of 10. I can't remember if I moved that up or down from where I had it before. But again, this is a subjective list. This is my opinions. Everything does change. But personally speaking, I just don't have any interest in this sort of project. Then again, if it's an infrastructure social platform, that's a different story because that, yeah, it's a bit different then. It might have like, again, connections to like big names in the Web 2 space, which would be big. That's good. That's great. That's not a lot of wallets, but for a project at how many mil market cap? For 5 mil market cap, I mean, never. This is a grain of salt, right? You always want to double check this information. This is a weird interface. What the hell? Alt plus. So it's like, oh, okay. So I was a bit wrong. It's not really a social media platform. It's like an entity. Oh, okay. Nah, this is actually pretty cool. And if they have Red Bull behind them, like if they're partnered by them with them, if they just, yeah, there's a difference between partnership and just like we like help each other from time. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, are they integrated together in some way? But this is different than what I thought. I thought it was a decentralized social platform. This is just like a streaming service, like in a way, right? Okay. Who Craig? And again, there's only so much I can review here live with you all. Like I can't like jump into like the big details with this and dive right into the tech. But I tell you from face value, if it's this, it sounds pretty interesting, man. Because it's like Veracity, right? Veracity was sort of doing this with their Veracity player. And they still have that feature, I believe, but wow, that's some pretty good information. If we can verify that. Okay, so is there a way in which we can like earn from this? Is it like watch and earn? Because that's like the, if it's a watch to earn, that has the incentive right there, right? For people to want to come in and use it. Being a decentralized like social platform slash like a YouTube, for example, slash mixing with all these different features, which I'm sure it has, streaming, so on and so forth. That's great. But if there's an earn feature, that's big. This looks interesting too. Okay, so you might be onto something here, man. I'm actually going to save this because, again, I'm looking more into these micro cap plays here for you guys. So absolutely. Thank you so much for that one, Craig. Awesome stuff. Crypto Believer with the 15 euros. Thank you, my friend. That's amazing. Thoughts on making a few quid with this portfolio? 20,000 NIA. Wow. It's a lot of friggin' NIA, my man. 60,000 Moonbeam, 100,000 Casper, 25,000 Algo, 6,000 Flux, 100K HBAR. Would you swap a percentage of, say, NIA to buy more Flux? Absolutely not. I love Flux. I don't talk about it enough. I've been called out for that. You say Flux is a 50x, but you don't talk about it. Yeah, I know. As a YouTuber, you got to talk about what's hot. I've made a few videos on Flux now. I've made actually like 4 videos on Flux. Big deep dive breakdown. Like I've spoken about Flux for probably worth of videos like 2 hours. No, 2 hours on the channel. But the immediate question I would ask you, Crypto Believer, by the way, is from what it looks like from your portfolio, you're playing a safer game. Okay, you have Moonbeam and Flux on there, more of a riskier picks. I don't think Casper is a risky pick, by the way. It's a low market cap, but it is a quality friggin' project. They're all quality projects, but your riskier ones are Flux and Moonbeam, I think, in this case. I wouldn't swap that. 20,000 NIA protocol, bro. I only have 5,000 NIA right now. Okay, I would love to get 10,000 NIA. So you're going to have double of what I want to have. And I mean, like, let's have a look at something really quickly here, man. By the way, guys, thank you all for being here. Give me 1 second. While I try to find this, it's going to be a fun interactive crypto price prediction calculator. Here we go. If you haven't hit the like button already, I'd really appreciate that because it tells me you're here, you enjoy the content, and that means a lot. So thank you. Okay, let's jump back into this. Now I've got it up. So let's have a look here. NIA. All right. Buy price. It's hard to assume what your buy price is, but if you've bought 20,000, let's assume your average buy price is. Maybe if you can tell me quickly, Believer. Let's just say it's $1.50. I think that makes a lot of sense. Ooh. So 20,000, you have about 45K in NIA protocol right now. That's insane. Okay, where are we? $1.50. Oh. $30,000. So you put about $30,000 in it, right? If you're buying at $1.50. So sell price. I think NIA protocol. I mean, in my video I made a few days ago, right? I did a price on that. So look, if it goes to $35, let's just say it could go to $50 for God's sake. Like, who really knows, man? But let's be conservative. Let's just be like super realistic here. $25. So you potentially have about $500,000 in revenue, about $470,000 in profit. Again, that's minus your 30,000 cost basis. So you have about 470K potential profit there. Now, with something like Flux. Yeah, like a Flux, it's a lot lower market cap, right? So if you want, you could possibly take, depends how much up you are right now, but you could take like 1,000 NIA tokens off the table and put that in Flux. But I wouldn't go too much heavier in Flux, my man. You have 6,000 Flux. How much is that? Yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. That's 4K worth right now. Last 12 months. So if you buy right now, bro, you're basically buying at what prices were like only 25 to 30% of the time in the last 12 months, which is bad. But I mean, look, if you want to, I would say, not financial advice, by the way, is what I would do. I personally wouldn't. I think you're exposed enough to flux. I mean, I would be exposed enough to flux. And I think that 20,000 near tokens could be a really, really big mover for you. Again, I think HBAR, I see HBAR going to $1 to $3. I think $3, people laugh at me when I say that, but it can happen. It can definitely happen for HBAR. People just don't realize how much money can be thrown in. So yeah, I think that portfolio would have net me, if I had that portfolio, probably $1 million. Like that, it wouldn't surprise me, or close to $1 million, right? Thanks for the donation, my friend. We have Kieran over here. Thank you for the €2, Kieran. Thoughts on RST, low market cap gaming crypto? Let's have a look for you quickly, my man. RST. Red Shiba token. Is this it? Whoa, that's not a good sign. So I use Brave, and Brave has an automatic like detection thing where it like blocks potentially fishy websites, right? So that might be the reason why it's blocked it there. I normally have to go into Chrome sometimes for these meme coins, but obviously I can't for the stream. It will have to. There's a whole process behind that with this software. So I can't look into it too much for you, bro. But I mean, launched yet or something? I mean, the NFTs, right? But is there? It's going to be a token out for? I'm guessing there is. I mean, look, man. Like, look at the risk to the reward ratio in this case, right? So, like, you have 20,000. Apparently, CoinMarketCap reckons it's 2 million. God knows how many coins are out there, but there's at least 20,000 coins out there right now. Like, what is drawing you to this one in particular? Like, you look at the red flags, and like, I'm not saying there's red flags because we've got no information really here, but like, do you love this project? Like, is this like what's that magnet right now drawing you in? So for me, I probably would stay away, to be honest with you. Crypto Believer says, okay, thanks for the €5, my friend. Too kind. $1.22. Okay, so you got in really good. So, I mean, is it going to save the information we had? No, it's not. Yeah, so just even better, basically, bro. Like, even better. Like, I would probably, personally speaking, keep that 20,000 now. And by the way, we have reached a stream record, 205 concurrent viewers. Thank you all for being here. That's pretty insane for me. And I want to say, if you guys are enjoying the stream, found it useful, again, go back and have a look at the altcoins I picked after or during, the live stream right now. Hit the like button if you do enjoy. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Nia is all you need. Yeah. Rani Token Studios on CoinGecko. I apologize. CoinGecko, the Gek. The Gek, 21 million market cap. Rani Studio is a full-service Web3 native gaming studio building the future of gaming. Our studio mission is to make the best games possible and help shape the gaming industry. What? Are they really partnered with these? What? I would dude, definitely verify. It's funny. As soon as I say we're at all-time stream record, 30 people drop off. That's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, this is funny. Dude, check these partners out, man. Check them out. Make sure they're legit. Because obviously, Epic Games, Layer Zero, Ava Labs. Check that. Is it like a partnership, or is it did they win a grant? Same with AVAX. I don't know who these guys are, by the way. Oh, are these an Australian? This is an Australian project. Is that correct? Kieran, can you confirm? They said the ASX, right? Yeah, I mean, look, man, with gaming projects, like they're likely all going to pump. It's, I think, heavily built on the connections, which is why I like Neo Tokyo so much, because Neo Tokyo is creating that like base. Like if you're a part of the pack, you're going to do well. Okay. So that's kind of interesting, right? I think like that's going to like mold some of these investment strategies, especially mine personally in the games. Like that's why I like I believe Medicaid, right? Where am I here? Completely lost my bearings. Here we go. So I want to see what you say. You said yeah. Okay, interesting, man. Yeah. Gaming studio. So of course, there's a big barrier to entry. There's a lot of competition in this field now. So like, what's their difference? What's their difference? They have their own NFT platform. We want to see tangibility. We want to see it actually working. Check the volume on these. Are people actually buying this sort of stuff, right? Also, a big part of gaming, I would say, would be checking their socials. Hello? Why has it pulled me over to Rollbit for? Then they have a fair few followers. That's pretty good. Just check they're not bots, of course. Just doing a quick quality check. Likes, engagement ratio. Keep in mind, engagement can be faked as well. So having a look at the comments, reading what people are actually saying in here. These look legit. So yeah, I mean, look, there's only so much I can go into on this project, my man, and I'm not the best gaming expert as of yet. This is a skill I'm looking to learn more and more about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could just be a typical YouTuber and say, "Oh, it looks pretty good, man." Like, yeah, it's a gaming studio. It's going to do well, but like, I'm sure that you want an actual good answer, and that's my benchmark. I like to give you guys good answers. Otherwise, I don't talk about it. So I couldn't give you an exact answer on this, but again, basic principles here dictate it could be a very interesting project, my man. And they're an Australian project too. There's a little bit of favoritism towards that, of course. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Kieran. I mean, and this is one thing I want to say, guys. Like, I think most of you are on the right track when it comes to these coins that you're looking into. Like, these micro caps, a lot of them are like really good projects. Yeah. And so this always falls back. Please, like, look into the meme. Most of these going to be like dictated by the meme, which is, of course, like, what's different about it? Like, what does it offer that is different? Because that's the only way someone's going to want to buy it. The analogy I've used time and time again is if you were in a car dealership, right, and you had like 7 of the exact same cars, but like in different Mustangs, right? But you had like a traditional Mustang, a sport version, like a quad supercharged version, a black edition, a 90th edition. Like, what one are you going to go with? Well, the one that you like the most, if they all cost the same price. So, that's what we're looking for essentially here, is that point of difference, the meme, what can be understood. And yeah, so if this ticks those boxes, that's what I'm looking for with gaming projects. I'm looking for the point of difference. That's why I like Rollbit so much as just a general project, because Rollbit's point of difference is the fact that the price of the project will go up. Again, 1% every month, which it should be able to obtain in the burn. That's 15% of the token supply burnt over the next 15 months, which is huge. And people are using it. They're making $7 million a week in revenue. Other projects are just vaporware, honestly. Oh, good question over here from Raw Z. What's my opinion on Celestia? I love Celestia. This was a project that's pumped recently, but I had on my radar before it even launched because I saw it come out. It was proposed, and I forget where I found it. I really do forget where I found it. But anyway, it was proposed as a modular, completely modular blockchain. Like everything is independent of one another, and it's like a layer zero, basically, right? Like all it does is provide other blockchains, like just the perfect infrastructure for scalability. And I love it. And I think it's connected to Cosmos through IBC, which means it can connect to all these other different networks easily. So yeah, I think it is a bit of a centralized network just because it is built on Tendermint, which is the consensus mechanism behind Cosmos, which is built around speed, but not decentralization. So, but we'll see how that progresses because it's modular. Maybe they've found a way around that. I'm not too sure because I haven't dove into the nitty gritty of Celestia. Quickly here, I'll just pull it up on the screen so you all know what I'm talking about. So, and the price continues to move for it too. I really regret just forgetting about it, to be honest with you. I really regret it. Like it's up from when it launched at like $2. It's now at $10. Oh, you can't dwell on this too much because if you do, you end up like my friend still does from the last bull run. If only we got to move. The first modular blockchain network. Now it's not the first, but it's like one of the most truly modular blockchains. So it's a data availability network that securely scales a number of users, making it easy for anyone to launch their own blockchain. So again, provides that very base framework, very much so you could call it. It's like a Cosmos built on Cosmos for other Cosmoses. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this, I think, could be a very, very, very big play indeed. Very big play, my friend. And I wish I made that video on it. I wish, because for videos, I have to dive into the projects. And that's how I mainly learn, through my videos, because I don't have the time to do that level of detail research freehand. So yeah, I really did. I wish I did. And it's going to be on my, I'm sure if I go back down my browsing history, my bookmarks, browsing history, my bookmarks, it's going to be here somewhere way down the bottom. So anyway, good network. Nothing bad to say about Celestia. Yeah, absolutely. So if you got in that $2, good hold. Jeff says $5 Canadian just because he feels just like a friggin' legend today. Thank you so much, Jeff. Really appreciate that $5, my friend. Thank you. We have $10 coming through from Blackso. Thank you, my friend. Opinion on Bitrock Layer 2. Let's have a look over here. We're going to have to close up here, ladies and gentlemen, very, very soon after these two super chats because we're at the hour mark already. Crazy. These just fly by. Bitrock, 15 mil market cap. What are we up here on the last 12 months? Is it a newer coin? It looks like it's a newer coin. It's been out only since mid this year. Brock. By the way, if you just joined, welcome. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I'd love a like on the video, live stream. That would mean a lot to me. I'm not forcing you to, but of course I'm nudging you in that, in that direction. Bitrock. So it's an Ethereum IBFT 2.0 proof of authority. Ooh. Side chain with near zero native gas fees. So here's a quick, again, rule of thumb for you guys. Just when you do your research, by the way, again, extremely low fees aren't always a good thing. People just misconstrued that. It's not a good thing. Like, I think fees should be somewhat reasonable without being like, as they say here, negligible. Like, you want to have, I think 1 cent to 1/10 of a cent is fine. Like 10 cents, obviously ridiculous, but when I say ridiculous, not really, but I think if they can keep it to 1 cent or lower, that's fine. I think this is probably like borderline too little, probably just enough. Why? Well, because if I was a bad boy, right? And don't get me wrong, I am. I wanted to like destroy the network. All right. Well, it's going to cost me 1 cent to send through like 1,000 transactions to fill the network up. So if I really wanted to, there could be many reasons for this. Many like network rate, like maybe you sent like a transaction and maybe you wanted to overload the network so it's stalled and somehow you just, again, this is all like coding. I don't know coding, but like there's definitely ways in which people get around like paying fees or can overload the network for their benefit. So that's something to consider. So essentially, it's an Ethereum sidechain what's the market cap again? Like 15 mil, right? I'm gonna probably not give you the answer you're looking for, Vlaxo. I'm probably gonna say it's just not giving me the wow factor. Proof of authority. Now, POA. I'm 90. So proof of authority is a centralized network. So I'm pretty sure VeChain uses POA. So proof of authority is they know who you are. The network cannot be decentralized. The way it forms consensus is I know who all the people producing the blocks are. And because I know who you all are, and that's like KYC, I can see your fucking bank accounts. Like, I know your fucking living ad. Like, I know who you are back to front. We've had calls and stuff. So if you make a mistake or you come at the network, I can come at you basically, right? Legally or however. They know who you are. That's proof of authority. So that isn't a scalable network. Okay. So I would say that right there was, I saw proof of authority and I kind of got a bit, ooh. Because VeChain's okay. Like VeChain can be POA because what you're buying there is a consortium chain, like Casper with a C. But these guys originally were like Hyperledger Fabric and stuff like that before they came into crypto. So and so people know what they're getting themselves into. But I would say, bro, if you don't know what proof of authority is, just understand that's how it works, right? Proof of stake works off how much money an individual person owns in the project. It dictates how much of a chance they get at producing blocks. Proof of work, how much hardware, how fast my computer is, dictates how much chance I get in producing the next block. Proof of authority, it's just, hey, we'll just take turns in doing it. But if you make a mistake or you do a malicious thing, we know who you are. So just don't do that, basically speaking. So I think that might be a little bit of a sticking point. Do degens know what that means? No, likely not. But yeah, so that, I mean, just for me, like, why not just go like use another network, that layer 2 solution like Optimism or Arbitrum that have basically the backdoor already, but are even faster than this, already scaling. So, while these guys might be like, hey, we're technically decentralized, we have 21 nodes through proof of authority, that to me is still as centralized as the founding team like Arbitrum and Optimism having that sort of back end key to get in there and change things. So I would just say be careful. Just be careful. But it's a micro cap, so like, don't get me wrong, it could very well easily 10x. Like, these can all do that. So the difference there, I would say, brother, is just, again, have a look at who they're partnered with, have a look at how they're developing. That's the biggest thing. So Fallen Fallen Wrath says, how do you find token unlocks? Not on crypto rank or token unlocks. Can't find it for the big time token. So big. Okay. So what do you do? Big time crypto vesting. Here it is, brother. So the maximum issuance, big time, 5 billion tokens. The majority of it will be generated by playing the game with an hourglass equipped. That's one of the unlocks. I think, yeah, you have to have the hourglass equipped. It's one of the reasons why you have to buy the big time token. This is the unlocks, man. So the distribution, maybe it's on a different page. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah, here. So here's the distribution. So the 100% allocation, 60% goes to players, which is good. 20% ecosystem treasury, which is good. And 20% community marketing, which is good. Nothing about that's bad. And they're colored in this way. So ecosystem treasury, you will find community marketing. It's nice and pretty well linear, little spike at the end. And this is all in years too, by the way. Player reward, of course, this is staggered. So when you're saying, like, obviously, I'm sure you understand this already, but token unlocks, right? We call them vesting periods. Well, this is a vesting period, but cliffs, see these little jumps? These little jumps right here are cliffs. And I'm sure you know this, by the way, but I'm just, telling other people this. So these little jumps are all cliffs. Boom, 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 boom. Just like the way I like to imagine it is like the drop off, like with, Nemo, finding Nemo, right? So the ocean bed goes like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, other way around for this case. But yeah, these are the cliffs. And this is what you want to look at, right? So this isn't very accurate. They're doing it in years, not months, which is a little bit annoying. But you want to kind of go, okay, well, here's half a year, 6 months. This is about, I'd say probably just over a half of that. So this is likely going to be about 2.5 months at this cliff. Probably October over here, so on and so forth. So that's the answer for you, my man. I will copy this in the chat for you so you can not have to go about finding it yourself. Just Google search in terms of like big time crypto vesting schedule will definitely know the trick there. No problem, Blacksio. Happy to help, my friend. I got you, bro. No stress at all, Fallen. So could you elaborate on why you think L2s have the most security risk? Just curious. Okay, before I go, guys, I'm gonna give you this is alpha right here. I'm gonna send you to this guy, right? Wait, hang on, what's his name? Justin Bonds. So this man right here, like, consistently posts about layer 2s. This is the guy who I am trying to be, by the way. It's him. He's him, right? He's him. I love this guy. I love him because it's subjective, because he shares very similar patterns of thought as I do, but I didn't learn it from him. I actually come up with them myself, found him, and he has conversations with a lot of different industry leaders and stuff. He's got a whole like YouTube channel where he's doing like interviews with founders, asking them questions, because he can like buzz, like push the buttons of founders and find out, like, are you really fucking talking the talk or what? Like, look at this. He talks about layer 2 scaling solution. He talked about layer 2s quite a lot and how they're very centralized. See, the trade-offs for layer 2 scalings are, what even is that word? Untainable? I don't even know what that word is, to be honest with you. Layer 2 scaling advocates claim that layer 2 is an inherent layer 1 security, but practice, this is false. So, all of the top layer 2s have admin keys. What's before admin keys and centralized sequences, right? So layer 2 scaler. So that what he's saying here is layer 2s are known to build off like Ethereum, for example, and use Ethereum for security. But in reality, it's not using it for security because they have the admin keys. They have the ability to get into the network, and literally the developers themselves can reverse anything, change things, change your transfers, increase their wallet size, do anything. It's like Satoshi being alive and Satoshi having the admin keys to Bitcoin. That's the same thing. So they're not fundamentally building off Ethereum. All they're using Ethereum for basically is a settlement layer. That is it. All they're doing is saying, we're going to bundle up 10,000 transactions every hour, and we're going to spit them off to Ethereum. That's it. So I would say give Justin Bonds a follow. I'd love to meet this guy one day. I don't even think he knows who I am, but that's okay. That's okay. He's a great man to talk to, and so whatever he says is what I read every single one of his tweets. Got me researching near 6 months ago. Glad I bought some. No problem, my friend. I only try to talk about the ones that are actually like going to be great. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close off today's stream again, but I want to say before I go, I appreciate you all for being here, and I appreciate you all for showing up and just showing the support and the love. That is simply done by you being here, but you can go above and beyond with a like, because I close the live stream, I check the likes, I can't check them in my interface over here, and it tells me how many people enjoyed what I was talking about. So thank you all. I understand it's probably evening or afternoon for you guys in the US. Have a great evening. Tell your family you love them. Enjoy your evening. Play some damn League of Legends, right? Play some damn League and make some money with Rainmaker. And everyone else in the world, good afternoon, good evening, and a good night. Actually, no, I won't talk to you tomorrow. It's my day off. Following day. Bye.